All right, looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Oh, for all that are here. It's funny, I scheduled this stream for 7:10 p.m. and it was saying that it was going to be 4:10 p.m. And I knew that wasn't correct. Shut off some of this light here. There you go, it's not so bright. Such a big glare. So I got 4 people here. How's everybody doing this evening? Humanity. Assalamu alaikum to you too. Good to have you here. Royal Crow Forge, how's it going? Brian Neely, hello. Bart Haney, good to see you. Glad to have you here. So tonight we're going to do a bit of a hot rasping and a hot filing on our vise pieces. So anybody wants to stick around and watch all that, that's what we're going to do. And then we're just going to do a little catch-up Q&A afterwards, just for a little bit. I'm going to keep it fairly short tonight because I got a lot of work I got to do. Still yet this evening and into tomorrow. So, but hello everybody. Let's go back up here. Don Roberts, hello. Shadowcaster, yep, it's the human shop guy. Good evening to you too, Celia. Carmelio, everybody, good to have you here. Graham Prepper, good to have you here. Her Page, good to see you. Mike, good to have you here. So, all right, so that's what we're going to be doing. So, I'll let everybody start funneling in here. But so for anybody who's watching this on the replay, we are continuing on this vise. We're going to be filing up our pieces. We are going to be hot filing them. Now, luckily, we took the effort of forging very cleanly and mostly to shape, so there won't be a lot of hot rasping and stuff, so that way we should be able to come through most of this tonight just to get everything really good and cleaned up. And the next demonstration will actually be some of the more fine filing stuff. I'm gonna talk a little bit about pickle, and I'll have the pieces already sitting in the pickle, and talk about how that actually helps the material file a little bit better and breaks that scale up. But for tonight, we're just going to do all of the hot rasping, if you will. So let me grab a few things here. I'll show you what you do. So for all those that you don't know, and hello everybody who's coming in, I'm just giving a little spew here of what we're doing. So everybody's seen the classic, farrier's hoof rasp. And, we all have seen that little demonstration before for hot rasping, okay? So, Ryan Hildell, lots of buffering. I don't know if it's on my end or your end. I think it might be on your end. It's saying that I'm good on my end. So, you may want to just refresh your feed. And or you might have to sometimes you have to lower the picture quality a little bit. Sometimes that helps. I don't know. That's something with YouTube there. Your end, dude. Clear as a bell on my end. Okay. Well, it's not showing me anything over here. Feed is good there. Okay. Yeah, the drip. Corey Shire. So, all right. Cool. Everybody's good on this end. Good. Yeah, I just put up that video about the dreaded drip. Yeah, I'm in an open air workshop pretty much. I need to get insulation. I probably won't ever do that for this particular shop as I rent here. And I've already put enough money into this building and I'm looking for some different options. So I probably won't ever insulate this one, so I'm going to have to put up with it, I guess. Mostly it's what I was thinking. You have to just oil stuff like ridiculously, so that might be what I have to do. So, Drayson69, good to have you here. Curtis McPherson, good to have you here as well. Oh, yeah, if anybody has any sort of problems where it buffers real bad, or you get a black screen but you get sound, or you get sound, or you get my picture but you don't get sound, refresh your feed. Or if you are having a lot of buffering, reduce the image quality, and then that should clear up most of that. I have to do it all the time. I don't know why. I can have as much data as I need, as I'm on an unlimited plan, and then YouTube will buffer for some reason. So I don't know what the deal is about that, but that's something to check into. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about this. So you can use this, and this is really good for a lot of rough shaping on things. And I use this all the time. It's just a farrier's rasp. I just bent this over so you didn't have it digging in your hand. And, you know, I didn't need no wooden handle. I made this a really long time ago whenever I was taking and getting there. So, looks like somebody said the image quality was the culprit. Okay, good. Glad you got that fixed. So, another option that you can use for hot rasping is this right here. This is like a wood rasp, and it's got just like these half moon shapes on it. I'm not sure what you would take and call that. This has got a wooden end on it. Yeah, you can, John Coffey said you can put a golf ball on the end of it. That's a common thing a lot of guys like to do. But here's a different one, but the same thing. It's just a wood rasp of this shape. You can see those little half crescents on there. And this right here will remove a lot of material very easily, especially when it's hot. But the difference is it won't leave linear gore marks like this will. This will plane stuff off pretty quick. Pretty quick. So from that, you can always graduate down. Still hot rasping. You can graduate down to like a coarse bastard cut file like this. And this is like a 12-inch long, some of them call it a rat tail file, but you know, it's a bastard cut is what the cut is called. And you can take and do that. And then you keep going down in size of file, which usually means you're getting finer in coarseness. And you can go down to something like this and use this. This had something else melded on it at one time. I don't know what it was, a bit of tin or something. And but that's how that takes and works. Yep, John works well. Let's hear. That's a hammer rasp, LOL. Yeah, that's funny. Oh. Yeah, so all these work very well to take and do the rasping. Now, depending on what you've got to rasp off, I suggest you stray away from using the farrier's rasp. If that's all you have, try not to use the coarse side so much on this project. Use the softer side, or whatever you want to call it, the side that's less coarse. Use that. Of course, I get you. You're okay. You're okay. Let's keep it a little cleaner, though, if we can. Let's see. Will do, Herb Page. Thanks for settling in to watch and then having to run. But good to have you here. Oh. John Flange, the band hammer. Okay. Oh. Yeah, just got to keep everything clean, huh? Yeah, Corey Shire's been part of the channel for a little while. He knows he'll get the band hammer if he keeps it up, huh? We can't get rid of Corey. We can't get rid of the guy. So, alright, so I'm going to get these pieces hot. The first part that I'm going to start with is I'm going to find out which one of these are thicker. So this material here is a little thicker than I would like. And then this area here needs to be refined more. So I'll probably start with this, as there's less to do on this one. I'm pretty happy with quite a bit of it. There is a little bit of truing up and stuff I need to do on the jaws and whatnot, but we'll just get into that. But the main thing you can see here is if I put this down side by side, you can see this jaw's definitely a little thicker. And you can see this hinge point here doesn't quite match the size of this here. And so that needs to change. So we need to reduce that cross section quite a bit, if you can see there. So that's all right, SS Smithing, just ask away. So okay, Drayson69, I'll reply when I know. All right, so let's get this hot. We're going to go ahead and file this cleanly off, and we're going to get this down to size. That way I can really show you a lot of movement of steel real quick. Let's bring you up a little closer here so I can still read comments and moderate. Also, if there's any moderators in the house, yep. If there's any moderators in the house that, you know, you see anything that's like really super inappropriate, something like that, some new people, you can give them a warning first. Unless it's really out there, just hit the ban hammer. Roy's not in the mood to care tonight. I have had one hell of a day. So, one really bad day. So, we're gonna get through this regardless, though. Right, look what we got going on here. Well, I'm glad you liked the Vice project there, Drayson69. Okay, Graham Pepper, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Definitely watch on the replay. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, Randy Augsburger, yeah. It's tough getting weeks like that, but every now and then we have them. Every now and then we have them. Oh, not a problem, so. Jack F, yep, well, it was more business. I just had, kind of had rough 2 days, really. I was trying to get in the shop, trying to get stuff done. I don't have any video shot for tomorrow evening's post or the rest of this weekend, so I got a lot of hustle I got to do on that. I've got about 100 pairs of tongs that I have to forge, blanks-wise, for an upcoming class I'm taking, or that I'm teaching in. And had the power hammer kind of fixed up, and then, well, let's just say I didn't fix it like I should have. I just kind of rigged it back together and hopefully it would work. Well, about my 4th heat into making tongs today, it decided to break again, and because, well, my fault, didn't fix it the first time, you know, and yeah. Just one of those days. Just one of those days. Oh, actually just one of those like last 3 days where I need to be really, really productive, and I'm not very, very productive at all. So. This is my motivational video for tomorrow. Oh, cool. You know, fire up project from scratch. Straight razor from A2 Tool Steel. That's cool. Yeah, it'll work out eventually. Just a pain in the butt while you're dealing with it, so. River Mountain Homestead. Been there, done that, buddy. Been there, done that. I don't envy you. Although it wasn't baby goats, it was pigs. And if anybody knows anything about pigs, unless you crib them, they roll over their babies and crush them dead, so. Hello, Kill Striker Wada. Hello, Brett Sayers. Good to have you here. So we're already good and hot. Let's go over to the vise. So let's go over here. Yep. So you know exactly what I'm talking about there, River Mountain. Yeah, Bird than Pigs. That was probably one of my least favorite ones. Whenever I was doing farming, the hobby. So we're gonna bring this down to where you guys can see here. Hopefully you guys can see this pretty well. Looks like you can. And I'm gonna show you how you wanna take and have a good file stance. So the file stance that we want, okay? The file stance that we want is right here at the hip with good elbow motion while you're filing. This also means it's good if you have a good pair of heavy leather work gloves, just in case you slip and you hit your hand into the piece, you're not searing off knuckles. You want the piece to be locked really nicely in the vise if you can. And that could be a trick all in of itself. So you just kind of have to figure that one out. I didn't do enough good job right now of planning that one out. Let's see here. We'll get that locked in. As tight as you can get that locked up, the better. And then you want to just go to town on it. You want to use the... That's probably too aggressive. Let's switch. That's a better aggression. So you just want to use good motion of the whole body if you can, and arms. That way you don't wear out. So just carve this right on down. This is going to save a lot of cold filing later, which we definitely need to do. So you can see how something like this can be almost too aggressive. You come in at the right heat. Alright. Get another, I kind of wasted quite a bit of heat on that one. Let me get a pair of tongs here to grip this a little better. Ooh. I wasted quite a bit of the heat on that one, but trying to get it locked in the vise. But we already put a flat on there, and we're just going to continue that right down until I get it closer, and then I'm going to bring this in closer. We got to get that heated up again. All right. Alright, Grayson69, thanks for stopping by anyhow. Glad you could stop by. Yeah, that sound sucks. I meant, let's see this. Seared knuckles are good with barbecue sauce. That's funny. Let's see here. Am I going to upset that half to match the pivot point on the other? No, I'm going to file it down. What it is I have too much mass there. I don't need that much mass for what I'm doing. So I need to take it back down. That was a stock calculation error on my part. But that is because I'd rather have too much material than not enough after you've got everything else formed. So there's too much there. It's ideally where I want it right now. I just need to file it down in profile size, so this way it's just not so much mass in it. It'll lighten it a lot, and I just don't need all that. Yeah, actually you do not want your vise for heavy rasping work to be up high. You're going to wear out your shoulders and your arms. If you can get it below, like this, just like as if you've got your arms at a nice natural position like this, you can get your whole body into the stroke, and you can lean in with your legs. And that will allow you to get a full day of filing in if you've got a lot of filing to do. Now, that's hot rasping side of things. Now, as you get more detailed with it, you're exactly right. You want to bring that vise up a lot higher, so this way you're not having the job of arching over. And I may have been arching there just a little bit to see the one side, but exactly right on that. If you're finding yourself that you need to see it a lot and you're trying to get up closer to it, bring the work up to you, don't go down to the work. Exactly correct on that one. Alright, so we got this good and hot. Let's go back over here. There we go. Another thing that you may be seeing is this camera, since it's a wide angle, it makes me look like I'm bent here. I'm not actually even bent over. That's a weird one. Just noticed that. I always think if somebody's telling me that I'm doing something kind of incorrectly or like I'm bent over or something, I'm always rechecking myself and saying, am I? And I have to look at myself and like, well, maybe I am, you know? And if I am, then I gotta admit up to that. Don't want anybody to do anything stupid because of me. This must be a sharper one. Also, I will say this, if you do something for a camera, it is really difficult because you don't have full range of motion like you otherwise would if the camera wasn't in your way. So I will admit that as well. So I'm just planing this right on down. Now if you don't want to do this the old-fashioned way like this, I'll call it old-fashioned, although is it really old-fashioned? Probably not. Some people say anything manual labor is old-fashioned, but in a lot of ways this is more efficient. But so let's say you don't want to take and do this hand rasping, then you may want to invest into just going straight to the bench grinder. That might be the option for you. So now hopefully you guys can see that. So I took that off quite a bit. Yeah, if the sound's bothering you, you can just turn it down during that part. So nothing I can do about the sounds of filing. And not much in the mood for jumping through hoops. So, sound's killing you, just turn down the volume during the filing times. Alright. Good evening, Rattler. Good to have you here. I'm trying to look. It's here. Yep, SS Smithing. That's right. Doing some videos will help improve. Makes you stand on camera. Jeff Woolover, good to have you here. Oh. Losing all sorts of people. You lost the feed. Anybody else's video feed freeze? Yep. I'm back now. Feed is back now. Okay. It must be something. It must be something on YouTube's end because it's telling me I've got a full service and everything like that. Huh. That is very odd there. Just came back on. Good. Good to know. So I'm running into a little bit of a problem because the way I've had this sticking out of the vise, it's now kind of squatted the eye of the vise a little bit. So I am going to have to take and kind of drift that and just, you know, clean that all back up and get it to shape. But we'll worry about that after we continue to get some things filed. So what can you say? It's free, LOL. Yeah, that's right, Jack. It's free, so you're stuck with it. Sound is way off. Yeah, I don't know. If we got too many more technical difficulties with it, we will have to take in, I don't know, reschedule it for a better day. There is a storm coming in from the west, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. But we'll see what we do. Anyways, for now, we've got it hot. I'm going to take it back to the vise. It's fine now. Good to know. Alright, voice is fine there. I thank you all so much, by the way, for helping me with telling me that the sound's good or where it's bad or whatever. That feedback does help quite a bit. So let me get this out. Try to lock this in the vise a different direction. Maybe it'll hold it just a little bit better. There we go. And away we go. So the proper way of, I guess what I'd like you to take away from this feed tonight is the whole body mechanics of filing. To do it efficiently and effectively, you just need to take and use your entire body. A lot of guys' problems of doing any sort of file work is they do everything in their arms. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that you can make. You want to use your body to power through the cut, not your arms. The more you can use your body, the better off you're going to be. So let's see here. And now at this point, see how I'm bending over? That's bad. That's not how we want it. If you're doing this all day, you won't want to have to bend over like that. I'm just bending over so I can see what's on the camera there. So there you go. See, so we kind of smoothed off that backside. You can see how much material, if you imagine, that was all rounded out. We really moved a lot. Yep, you're exactly right, Randy Osberger. 90% of any tool work is proper technique. So, now that we've got that mostly rounded off, now we're going to reduce the mass from the front side. So we're going to do that. Give me a second to get this stove back up here. Here we go. Okay, here we are. Manga 12, no, she is not going to be joining me tonight. I wish she was, but she's in watching the kids. Probably going to get them ready for bed here soon. My parents, they're still out of town visiting my sister in Florida. And so they usually watch our kids while we're doing the feed. And so what? You just stuck with me. Just stuck with me. Alright. I will, Jack F. Thank you. I will tell Jessica that you all miss her. John, no, Jessica, I'm out of here. I'll tell her that. I'm glad I've got so many loyal people. Oh. Yeah, Donna Roberts, I could bring out the kids, but they're all still a little young yet and timid on that. And we haven't quite discussed how we feel about having our kids on, you know, out in public spotlight, so to speak, on YouTube and things like that, with the way the world is and being weird and whatnot. Not that anybody on this feed's weird, except for the occasional troll that comes through. But thank you, John Plange. Oh. Yeah, I like working with Jess. Her and I work very well together. Is that an eccentric or electric? Eccentric fellow. That's funny. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you know, and once again, it's, you know, it's a weird day and age we live in, you know. There are people out there that are family vloggers and things like that, and I got a lot of respect for them in that way. But you know, again, the world at large is kind of scary place for kids. And I'm a pretty protective dad and parent, so we'll take that right there. We got it good and hot. Pull it out here. Okay. Find another way of locking this in the vise. Hopefully that'll work good. We'll see. And for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to do it without gloves this time. Just because I was lazy and I didn't want to put them on. This thing's kind of an awkward thing to hold in the vise. Hot. But we'll get it taken care of. So with proper stance and form, when you're doing this vise type work, doing hot rasping, or even regular file work that doesn't require a lot of critical details and whatnot, you can get through a whole day of filing no problem like this. If you use your elbows a lot, you're going to wear out. Your arms are going to lock up. And that's why you got to use your body to push and your hands to guide. There we go. Starting to true things up. See how it's coming along. So we're getting a lot closer. So it's kind of hard to tell what it was originally at. We need to remove that last little bit there. So that's going to be the challenging part. But we'll move it right over here. It is a nice file. Thomas Urso. Rattler. Yep. Thanks, Thomas Urso. Appreciate that. That's awesome, Adam. Good to hear that you're getting into it. Jeff Woolover, lost you. Uh-oh. Yeah, tight welding gloves. I'm not sure if you're going to find them. I know they make them pretty thin, but insulated and padded and still be tight. Probably won't find those a whole lot. Let's see here. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Alright. River Mountain Homestead, I appreciate that. I'm glad. I am glad I am your favorite blacksmith on YouTube. There's a lot out there to choose from, so I'm honored. I'm very honored about that. Thank you. You guys are too kind. You guys are too kind. See here. Kill Striker Atois? Nope, I do not. I don't do a whole lot of knives at all. Cool, I'm glad everybody is in it. I'm glad everybody has been enjoying my videos out there. Brian Neely, how good? Let's see here. See here. How well do I like the jib? How much is working out? It's working out great. It has really probably improved efficiency and speed of filming. I'd say probably by about 40%. At least 40%. Yeah, welding, heavy weld. Yeah, it's hard to get away from those heavy welding gloves. You can get driver's gloves. They're usually made out of deer skin or goat skin. Those are okay, but they don't offer the heat protection like you will with the other stuff. Yeah, Randy, I do have something on why I don't make knives. I have a whole video on that, where I just kind of explain my thoughts about that. Yeah, that would be neat, Adam Evers, get together with Alec. Although I'm not sure how our video would come out, as I'm more instructional and he's more entertaining. So maybe it might be a nice balance. Thank you, Thomas Urso. Appreciate that. He said, "You are the man." Are you a bad designer? No, I don't think so. Somebody asked if I was a bad designer at things. You know, I won't get into the whole knife making. There's a video on my channel about why I don't make knives, and you can watch that video. I don't want to be too passive on that and just tell, you know, I don't want you to feel like I'm just passing the buck on that one. But I did make a pretty extensive video of the reasons I don't make knives and things like that. As far as design work, like drawing stuff, I really suck at drawing. I'm getting better. I'm getting better at drawing, but you know, a lot of the stuff, it's getting it from here and trying to, it's mainly my focus. Me focusing and like saying, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to doodle this out. And every now and then when I've done that, I do pretty okay. But it's one of those things I hate to do, probably. Oh. Champ Ironworks. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen. Yeah, look at that crazy hair. That's kind of my day. That's what my day's been like. Oh. All right. I like to get as many questions as I can here, ladies and gents, but let me get back to work so this way you guys can see a little bit of the file, and then I'll do some catching up with y'all for a second, okay? Just stick with me. Let's put some, I'm just going to put some gloves on again, like I should have been wearing in the first place. Let's, again, try to lock this up where I can actually grip it. This is a little bit of the trick on this small vise here, is getting this where you can actually grip the thing while hot. So, for those who don't know, I know we got a lot of older smiths on the channel that have been at it for a long time, but I also understand we got some younger smiths and upstarts. But for those who don't know, a file only cuts on the push stroke. Doing this doesn't do anything but wear out teeth. It only cuts on the push stroke. Also, when you use a file, do not use a file unevenly. That meaning, do not just use this section of the file. Do not just use this section of the file, or just this section of the file. Use the full length of the file to get your cut. If you do that, you'll have a much better filing experience. All right. So, I don't know if anybody you can see there. I wish I had a starting reference points. I promise, it is much smaller and less mass than what it was. So we're going to continue that on down. Sorry about the roll away and roll back and roll away and roll back. It's a kind of a pain in the butt, but we'll get it done here. Alright, let's see what I can catch up, what I've missed out on here. See here. See here. Manga, how come answer about no doing an axe? I could do an axe at some point in time. I'm not interested in them right now, so that would be my answer on that. I've got other things I want to do. Some larger work that I want to pose out there. Don't know if that was aimed at me. T-name, yes, I am a Smith. Well, my name's not Smith, it's an Adams. Apparently there was some hate for Alec going on. Come here to learn. Probably need to keep that old hat on, yep. Okay, let's see here. Woo! Apply for an internship software developer at a company that does online gambling. I want to know what you think. I have an opinion. All right, let me see this. Mr. Nemes. I want to know what you think. I have an option to apply for an internship as a software developer at a company that does online gambling. Should I go for it? Well, that is... I guess I don't know how to answer that question for you. You know, it depends if you need the job and it's something that you want to get into and that's your option and that's your opening, then there is an option. I mean, I would go for it in that respect. If you're asking from a moral standpoint, you're developing software, and unless you're developing unethical software for this online gambling place, then I wouldn't see a moral obligation against it. You know, you can't keep people from gambling just as much as you can't keep people from drinking, smoking, drugs, or anything else on the face of this planet. So that's not really on you. Okay, so there's some people in the comment section that apparently are like hating or not hating on Alec Steele. Let's keep the comment section to what this video is about, not our likes and dislikes of another channel. I don't really like to take and do that. You know, as far as Alec Steele goes, if I miss something way out there, you know, I like what Alec Steele is doing in blacksmithing. He is one approach to blacksmithing. He's one approach to it. His approach is not God. It is not law. There's 1.5 million different ways of doing the same things. So you all have to take everybody's channels that take and put out content, okay? Take their advice with a grain of salt unless you try it. If you try it and it works for you, then go with that. Same thing with me. Same thing with me. If, you know, I may say something that absolutely offends you, or you learned it from some other guy and it was like liquid gold in your ears from somebody else, go with that. It's perfectly okay. Just realize that when a creator comes to the platform, they are giving of their time, their soul, their energy to take and either entertain or teach people that they may never meet something, because they find value in having an impact and helping somebody else out, whether that's to inspire, or that is to, you know, somehow teach, or that's to somehow point in the right direction to look, or whatever. There's all those type of channels out there, and so just have respect, really, just common respect for multiple channels across the platforms. There's a lot of blacksmithing channels out there that I don't personally agree with their smithing style. Don't like it at all. But I mean, that's me. But if I spend a week working in their shoes, maybe some of the stuff that they have has a lot of merit. So so I hope everybody will keep that in mind while you're on the stream. If you've got questions about the filing, if you've got questions about vice work, or if you've got questions for me specifically, let's try to keep it to that. I don't want it to bash on any other smith out there, because that's not what I'm about, and that's not what my channel's about. And, you know, everybody's entitled to an opinion, you know, so. hopefully that was clear. I'm not trying to sod anybody off, get anybody mad at me or whatever. If you are, I can't help you. I just can't help you. Yeah, don't forget the guys and gals. Yeah, guys and gals. Sorry, guys and gals, guys, sorry. Thank you for reminding me of that. Sorry about that, Corey Shire. Hopefully the family drama gets cleared up there for you, buddy. Thomas Urso, glad to have you here. Sorry you gotta go, but thanks for stopping in anyhow. All right. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of straightening at the anvil. This thing, through filing, has kind of got a little off, kind of off-cantered. So we're gonna take it to the anvil, and I'm just going to kind of tap around on it a little bit. So I'm going to move all these files off the anvil real quick first and go with this. Now, I may do a lot of this filing off camera, and I may just do that on my own time, as it can be quite the boring thing to watch. I like catching up with people, so I probably won't even get to the rest of this tonight. I'll just file it. You guys will get essentially the main gist of it. I will take and put this in the pickle though. I'll get it pickled up and I'll get a lot of it filed, and then I'll show you know, some of that fine filing and go over again some of the techniques that you can use there on next week's live stream if I can. Oh, that would be a good point to point out. Actually, next week's live stream, there's going to be a break again. I may just do like a quick catch-up, like a Q&A. Big Dog Ford, it's good to have you here, Tim. Yeah, less yammer, more hammer. That's funny. But next week, it will probably be a whole lot of yammering versus hammering, because I have a tong making class that I have to teach next weekend. And so I'll be doing that. And I need to get prepped for that and put myself towards a good position there. Alright, so I got a little hammer here. We're just going to tilt you all down. Maybe y'all can see that. Oh. Yeah, sometimes it can be quite difficult. It can be quite difficult to do the YouTube thing, if you will, and then have my busy 60-plus hour work week ahead of me, and then still do the YouTube and all that other stuff on top. So sometimes sacrifices have to be made in little extracurricular activities like live streams. So live streams aren't my main posting schedule, so I kind of treat them as a kind of like an extracurricular activity. I enjoy doing them, and I enjoy catching up with people. But I also enjoy, there we go, got that all straightened out. Doesn't look too shabby. So we got that all straightened back out. So there we go. So we got that all straightened up. That's mostly where I want it. I need to do a little bit more filing on that. And I will, indeed, do some more filing on there. And we'll see where we're at. Okay. So it looks like most of my filing that I need to do is right on top of the nub there. You can see a little bit of a flat spot right in here. I should get my pointer finger instead of searing my own fingers. There's a little flat spot right there that we need to take out, and we need to radius that back in. On the other side, it looks pretty good, but again, there's a flat spot right about here that I need to take off. Let me get that heated up again. And see what the comments are. Gosh, Manga 12, man. You're funny. Gonna make myself a pointer finger. Yep. That thing is hilarious. I love this thing. I'm just gonna constantly... It's just funny. You know, a hand without context is just hilarious. It just is. A little hand comes up, you know, out of nowhere. That guy. It's just funny. Anyway, sorry. Sorry about that. Chris Spalding, good to have you here. Sorry you're late too. Haven't missed much. It's just been me yammering on and talking about stuff. Talked a little bit about my week. How this week was a really horrible week for me, but just business-wise. Roy, can you show us the hand rake? Yeah. So I actually got that set off the side here. There's the hand rake that I made. There's even fingertip marks in there. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I even put fingernails in it. Probably can't see it on the screen. There you go. Now you can see them a little bit. Right there. I use that to rake coal. Anyway, I just being a goof. Just being a goof. That was the main portion that I wanted to showcase. This was me fooling around. That was the main purpose of the whole project. I just wanted to showcase that thing. I said, well, that's kind of boring. I should turn it into something. I'm like, hey, everybody liked that little hand, so I'll just make a bigger version that's a rake. Hey, Tim, feel free, buddy. I would not mind that at all. I would be honored that you make a little finger for your vids. Dude, it's great. You don't have to get your hands near it. You can point at exact locations. People laugh and giggle. So if you want to really throw people off, put the hand at the end of your sleeve. There you go. And dig in the fire. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, let's see here. Kind of like, well, I don't know. I don't have long enough arms. Like that. Yeah, that is funny. So it looks like I'm using my hand. Blacksmiths are nothing but a bunch of goofballs, aren't we? Just a bunch of goofballs. Slightly mentally deranged goofballs. Jeff Sandling, good to have you here. I'm glad you made it. We got started a little later, so you're not too bad off. You know what? Instead of taking you guys down like that, I'm just going to tilt you. Woo. So there you go. See that a little bit better. So many cool people in the comment section. I wish I had time to talk to y'all. Not be so busy here. Let's see here. Let's do that one. So again, using my body to get the file work done is the key here. If you don't use your body, you'll wear out your arms. It's easier just to sway your hips and apply downward pressure with your arms than it is to wear out your elbow and before the job's done. And again, be a little kind with yourself. This isn't meant to be the finished filing. This is just to rough stuff down to where you can finish file it a lot easier. So we're just roughing this out. So the next part, I'm going to come out and I'm going to use my filing capabilities to file all that nice and smooth, which it's already pretty smooth, so that's a plus. If I can stop knocking over everything and its brother in my shop, that would be a plus. So we'll throw that back in there. I was able to get out most of that flat spot. And so I can go ahead and do the finish filing on that. I took down the mask quite a bit. So we'll get that hot and we'll work on that center portion. So yeah, so I've got the phone mounted to the jib. It is great. Jim, that's a good one. Ain't swayed your hip about 40 years. Be careful. It's for the young at heart, but maybe not the old of body. That's great. Do the smithing too stuff. Playing around with making copper scorpions to put on my table until weather warms for steel smithing. That's a good way of doing it. Yeah, it's all in the hips. Yeah, I did have a little groove going there. Don't know how much groove. About as much groove as a blacksmith can have, I guess. Cool, Tektonmatic. Herb Page, glad to have you back. Yeah, John Plans, you're right. Everything is about rhythm and smithing. Let me go grab water real quick. Hey, I want you all to see this. See how easy this is? I can grab a hold of this. This is the boom, the jib that I made. I really like this thing a lot. So I just grab a hold of it and walk you right around. Yep, making rhythm with the hammer. I do like that quite a bit. Let's see here. Okay, so I got this good and hot. I'm ready to file it. So let me go over here. Roy's Dance Revolution. Oh gosh. What have I gotten myself into on YouTube? Found all the yahoos out there. Love it. Let's just tilt you. Alright. Get this going right. Okay. This is where it's going to get tricky. I want to file those surfaces, but I don't have any support underneath them. So this will be a little bit on the trickier side. I don't want to apply a ton of downward force because I don't want to bend everything that I just cleaned up and straightened. So it may look like I'm just going back and forth, but I'm actually picking up on the back stroke. Got that down the plane. Remember, this is just meant to even up any smooth pitting or any sort of pitting that you have on the piece. All right. Yeah, so whenever you see a smith that you would assume knows how to file quite well, and it looks like they're just sliding the file back and forth on there, they're actually lifting up slightly as they pull back and then coming back into it. You know, when you're first starting, you push and you pull up, and you push and you pull up, and you push and you pull up, and you push and pull up. When you get a little bit better, you can get a little bit faster at it. Just like that. And then it looks like you're sliding it back and forth, but you're really not. So there we are. So you guys can see how quickly that shines it up. You can see the low areas where I got sucked down because of the drift. Now we got to clean up the top side on this other end and do that. Now one of the other things you'll notice is this will scale up. How aggressive file am I using? Let's see here. I'm actually using the Pretty Aggressive Wood Rasp. It's that one with all the half rounds on it. But since they're like more like mill cutting teeth almost or something like that, it leaves a nice broad peel. It peels them out very nicely. Versus if you use a farrier's rasp, each one of those will make a gore mark in the piece. This kind of smooths that off better. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you, Tim. Let's see here. Wisconsin. Here. Boo, boo, boo. You get one of those hot sparks to hit me. Do a new dance. It's funny. Do. Sound like a Baby Shark song. You guys are something else. Hello, Chuck Howell. Good to have you here, Chuck. So is there anybody in the live feed that's going to be coming to my Tong class on next Saturday at SOFA in Troy, Ohio? This weekend, it's next weekend. Next Saturday. I wish. So I know there's a few friends of mine from been friends of mine for a long time. Her page if you send my plane ticket. I like that. Yeah, oh, that's all right. Ohio's close for some, and then for others, I mean, you know, there's a good bit of the United States that's not around Ohio. So, and abroad. Let's see here. T-Man Knoll said, any advice on convincing your wife to let you play with hot metal when you're just getting started? Tell her that you can make a lot of money at it. It worked for me. It worked for me. Well, darn, John. Sorry you couldn't get the day off. I believe Champ Ironworks, yes, I believe there's still spaces in the class. tell her how much more of her time she'll have. That's funny. Yeah, it worked for me. Like I said, I just told her I was going to make a lot of money at it. And then when I did, then no tool was off limits. It's a good thing. Good thing, fellas. Alright. Wives like money, husbands like money, everybody likes money. To an extent. Alright, let's get this thing filed here. Then I'll be back and talk to some more comments. Hopefully. We can get this all filed up nicely. You know, luckily, a product of Good Clean Forging, you actually don't have that much file work to do, which is a great thing. If you can forge cleanly enough. It's kind of tricky though. I mean, when you're setting out on a project, especially if you're just beginning, and you're just like, well, you know, you're trying to get it done, you're trying to see what it's going to transpire and look like. And it's hard to have that patience to wait for the metal to come up to the right standards, you know, before you move on to the next step in the process. I'm bending too much, bending over too much on this, but oh, that's really taking that down. That's pretty good. All right, it's getting pretty good and cleaned up. All right, so I got the front, so I got the back face cleaned, the front face cleaned up. So now all I have to do is do the profiling, but I'll wait to do that. I'll do that cold. I'll do that with cold work. So profiling, it's just a little small edge, so it's easier to take and hog off material. I'll see if I can't film a little bit about the class when I go to SOFA. So this part here is done. I've gotten it really reduced down in thickness like I was wanting to do. As I said, it was quite thick before, and I evened up that thickness quite a bit to where it's pretty much even. I got some thickness to reduce right in here for this one yet to do, and then a lot of cold filing. Mr. Nemus. Not too often. Not too often do people want to commission a knife for me. I state pretty clearly in a lot of places throughout my blacksmithing history, I don't have any knives for show, for sale, or otherwise. So I don't get too many requests for knives, and people that do, I push them off to somebody else. Do you have to be a professional to do profiling? Nope. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just reading comments there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what I got here. What about armor? Nope. No armor as well. I am taking a very interesting class this year, and we'll have to see how that one goes. I'm going to heat this one up now. I'm going to do some reduction filing across the back here, and a little bit of cleaning up this knob here, this joint. So knives are kind of a losing business. Is that what it is? Oh yeah, knives are a losing business. So said, I forgot. Got up, missed a little bit, but not a bunch. Still working. So, see here. Rigid Ironworks, good to have you here. I am missing everybody. Huge sale in Millersburg. Yeah, I did hear about that. Somebody posted that in the comment section. I'm not sure if that was you, champ. I was having a terrible day, and I'm broke right now. This is my slow period of the year. Maybe midsummer I could have went down and bought something. Alright. Got 50 people, 43 likes, Plenty of comments. Things are going good. Okay, cool. Yeah, online bids are kind of crazy, so. Yeah, if anybody's into trying to take and buy anvil tooling, right, like buy any sort of anvils or tooling for blacksmithing, it's kind of a crazy popular fad right now. Just wait, it'll take a turn. It always does. Takes a turn, it'll have less popularity, and all of a sudden there'll be a revamp of it, and then it'll have less popularity, and there'll be more revamp of it, so on and so forth. So here. Yeah, Mike, it is a little bit different. So, speaking of which, I've got some alternative fuel sources over there that are going to be, that's right in that area there, that are going to be in an upcoming video. So, I'm actually doing that in kind of conjunction with Twan over at Warp Legacy. Ludovic, I'm not sure how to spell your last name, but glad you're here. Yep, Jack F., you're exactly right. As long as I have my faith and my wife and kids, I'm a rich man. You're 100% correct. Oh. You know, that's something that's, it's quite funny. Wealth is not what it's all cracked up to be. You know, very seldom times. We'll see you, Tim. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Twan's not going to eat it. Oh, yeah. Sometimes people don't think about it from the other side of the fence about wealth. You know, wealth comes with responsibility, and people who have a lot of responsibility, you know, they got a lot on their shoulders. They got a lot of wealth. They usually have a lot of responsibility. And you can see that as being true when you have somebody who is very wealthy, monetarily speaking, okay? You can see that somebody who's very monetarily wealthy, who is a foolish person with that wealth or not very responsible at all with it, and they lose it all. They lose it all. They do really dumb stuff. You can look at just about every television actor, actress, whoever. You can look at just about everybody out there, and take your pick of the litter of the people who you know out there in the mainstream right now, and you can tell that the people who don't handle money well, who don't see that it's a responsibility and there's a great weight that comes with it, they usually go belly up. They ruin their lives. They get addicted to all sorts of crazy stuff, and you know, and then that's how it goes. Then there's other people who become wealthy because of hard work. You know, that's what I believe I will be at some point in time. I plan on being wealthy financially for my wife and kids, to give them a life I never had when I was growing up. And as I think every man and every mother, every woman, every person should go for, is try to give their kids a better chance than what they had. And, you know, hopefully that'll pan out well. We'll see. Lord knows. Hopefully he's willing. If he's willing, I'm able so far. So that's what we're going to go for. But yeah, subject of wealth, that's a long topic. Long topic. All right, let's go up here. Let me come down here. Win the lottery on Saturday. Yep. File bankruptcy on Sunday. Or Monday. Yep. They were probably, well, it was closed, so they probably couldn't do bankruptcy on a Sunday. Oh. Alright. So here I'm just going to try to clamp this up the best I can, like I did with the other one. And file away. The main portion of the thickness I'm trying to remove is this right here. I'm getting pretty aggressive with it. It's right on that eye, right near the hinge joint. Just trying to bring that back into plane. Up here is pretty good, so I'm not going to do a lot of filing on that. Just enough to square it up to plane. Get that taken down quite a bit. Looks like I did a pretty good job. Now I'm going to have to get another heat on that. You can see it kind of cools fairly quickly. But we're already getting that plane down nice and square-like. Now, if everybody can see that or not. Were you all able to see that fine? So we're getting that cut down square into plane. Now we're going to remove some off this back side. All right. Let's see here. John got it. Yeah, 650. Thanks, Forge and Fire. That's funny. Hola, George. Let's see here. So, I'd like to take a minute and thank everybody who took and come to watch this live stream tonight with me. Thank you all for being here. Oh, George is from Uruguay. Well, good to have somebody from Uruguay. I am an English speaker, so it's unless you can type in English, it'll be tough for me to translate, but I'll do my best to accommodate. Yeah, the sparks flying, I like that, so. No, no. No, thank you, Roy, for what? Oh, thank you for me. Okay. Sorry. You guys must be getting a bit lagged, or I'm lagged behind or something. You all are very welcome. You all are very welcome. So, right now, you guys are my brightest part of my day so far. They've been the brightest part of my day. I'm going to quit filing here in just a minute and just catch up with some people. You thought this was the Roy dance video. Yeah, boy, were you wrong. That's for sure. Oh. Alright, let me file the back side of this thing. We're going to move you back over. Yeah, I'm glad, Brat Sayers, you can watch this on the live. You know, that really does help the channel out when everybody watches this. You know, even if you watch this and you watch it on the background, you know, I do that for some guys. You know, it just really helps the channel grow with watch time and things like that. You know, so that's just much appreciated to anybody who's taking the time out there to share our live streams or our videos or watching, playing us as like a podcast, even though we're not a podcast. I do that for a lot of things. I just listen to in the background as I work. So, thank you all for that so much. We should come up with a song and dance for this little number. Call it the Filer's Ditty or something. So all this is doing, really, is giving me a little smoother surface than Forge. Let me focus on what I'm doing here for a second. There we go. Oh man, I'm liking this. I am liking this thing. Woo-wee. Looking pretty. Okay. Pretty happy with that. Now I need to take the anvil, tap it around a bit. It's got a little straight. I need to straighten it up a little bit. And see, I brought that down more square-like. That's what I'm wanting. You gotta do the Michael Jackson move. That's not gonna happen, Dakota Territory. That's not gonna happen. You guys are hams. Okay, so here's a good question. I like that, Champ Ironworks. So why file and not flap disc or some other motorized alternative? So, good question. If this was something that I was doing for a customer, it would go straight to a belt sander or straight to flap disking or something motorized. I'm doing this for myself, so I find filing fun, and so that's what I'm doing for myself. As I'm not trying to make money at doing this, it's really for me. You know, I just choose to do traditional work when I can do it that way. Oh, if that makes sense. File or shuffle. Find an advantage to hot rasping versus a tool like a Dremel. Dremel's noisy. Hot rasping or hot filing, you can move a lot of material way faster than what you can at Dremel. Alright, let's do this. You guys think I succumb to peer pressure very easily, I guess. I don't. Let's see here. Somebody had said, Rigid Ironworks. Roy, any idea on what the next live stream project will be? The next live stream project, after I finish the Vice series, I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure yet. Haven't gotten that far. This one's going to be pretty decorative, so we'll have to see how that works. Let's see here. Move you all back so you guys can see some of my tweaking I'm doing here. And then I'll be able to talk to everybody here in just a second. So now all I'm doing here is I'm just trying to straighten up a few things. I'm not trying to do any sort of get too many hammer blows in anything. I'm just really just straightening stuff up is the goal here. Some of it got a little crooked on me with filing. I know this is probably about as boring as watching pigs bathe in the sun, but there you are, just getting it straightened up. We'll get it brushed. So I wasn't hitting it hard enough to put any sort of hammer marks on it, just using the concussive force of the hammer blow to get it to bend. That's what we're looking for. Alright, that really puts on the sheen. Okay, let's bring you all up here. Alright. So there you have it. Now you can see those surfaces are a lot smoother. There's still one little pit there, but I'll take that out with the regular file. Very nice, clean and flat. It's because we planed it all off to as much of an even thickness. There's still a little bit I got to take out right in here. Yeah. So there's still a little bit right in here that I need to take and file down, but I'll do that with a regular file. Here, get my head in there. That light's blinding you all out. So I'll do that with a regular file because it's more controlled once I pickle this and everything. And then, you know, clean up the radiuses and stuff like that, but that's real clean, so not too bad. So as you can see, that's a great way, especially if you're doing some type of work. I use hot rasping a lot. Let's say when I do hammers, hammer heads, things like that, okay? when I do like hammerheads, things of that nature, you can hot rasp it, or you can hot grind it, or things like that quicker than what you can do while it's cold. And there's no benefit really, other than you say, well, it's going to get all scaled up again. But that scale is a very surface, it's a very temporal level thing. As long as you're not beating it into the surface finish afterwards, it can scale up. You can brush in it. You can brush it really good. And there you go. So, John Coffey, sorry buddy. Will the jaws be hardened and tempered? No, this is all out of mild steel. This is just meant to be a mild steel filer's vise. So, they won't be hard thing. So, the size. It's a good one. Let me get here. So the size width of the jaw, said this in other videos I think, but it's inch and a half. Yep, inch and a half wide the jaw is, 1/4 inch thick. So let's see here, inch and a half. I don't know what that is in metric. Somebody help me out with that in the comment section down below. And you know, I know 1/4 inch is 6 mil. And then the total overall length of the thing is going to be, it'll be right around 8.5 inches. Right around 8.5 inches. I barn dance, and so if I can't dance, I can dance. That's funny. Yeah. Thank you, Jack F. 37 mil by 6 mil is what the jaws are. Turn this way to where it's not such a bright light there. Gee, you willikers. Alright. So we got that done. Nice. Filed the whole bit. And now we'll get the rest of the stuff. Yeah, 36 millimeter roughly. Cool. So this I left a little extra heavy scale on. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw it in and I'm going to brush it off real quick. Oh. Almost full size. What? Yeah, I get real close to the camera. Roy's new project, forging a life-size dolphin. Herb Page, yeah, find me a dance clip. You can send it to me. You know my email. Oh, by the way, for the live stream is concerned, Jessica has everybody's, I believe everybody so far's, all the people who won on the 10,000 subscriber giveaway live stream. We got all that sent out in the mail, so it should be in your hands and possession sometime mid-next week, hopefully, depending on what part of the country you live in. So that should be out to you. And it should be good. Thank you, Mike. Glad you enjoyed it. Go. And your hammer's on its way. On its way. Looking for my... Don't see it. What did I do with it? There it is. So yeah, so it's pretty crazy. So I'm going to get this heated up, I'll brush it off, and then I'm just going to do a little catch up with y'all for a few minutes, like 5-10 minutes, and then we'll call it for the live stream. But let's see here. What was I going to say? What I was going to say is, so it's pretty neat. We are at 16,000 subscribers now, which is awesome. So only a couple live streams, and Lord and behold it, there you have it. We're already at 16,000 subscribers of you guys out there. So thank you all so much for being here. So Jack F., good to have you here. Good night. Be safe to you too as well. Thanks for stopping in. Alright, I'm going to brush this real quick. Thank you, Lynn Bradston. So this again, all I'm doing here is just giving this a quick brushing just to kind of clean it up a little bit. Take off some of the extra scale so the pickle can do its magic better. Just brushed up. All right. That is all nice and clean. Super clean now. Thank you all for the congrats. Video editing tutorials, Dakota Territory Blacksmithing. So I did release one. I will try to do some more of those on how to video edit. If I can. You two, thank you. Is it Attila? Zazbo? Thank you for being here. I probably butchered your name. Sorry about that. There you go. So we got those 2 pieces done. Pretty much hot rasped and filed. Yeah, so you guys will have to bear with me on requests for videos. And actually, you'll have to bear with me for the next couple months. For the next couple weeks, hopefully. Just the next couple weeks. You'll have to bear with me about the... about doing videos. Some of them are going to be more vloggy versus instructional. I want to do more instructional content. The problem with that is I have quite a few customer deadlines right now. You know, there's not a lot of jobs, but the jobs that I need to do are fairly intense, time intensive. So I want to see if I can't bring you along for the ride. But as far as how-to videos, you know, just stick with me. I'll do my best that I can anyhow. All right. Well, that's going to be it for the filing demonstration. I'm going to sit here and just talk to y'all now, if I can. I'm going to shut this lights off. Hold on. There we go. Hopefully that's better. Is that better? Yeah, that's a lot better. All right. Just lean over here on the table. Curtis McPherson, good night to you as well. Thank you for being here. You need a belt grinder video. Okay, let's see what I can do about that. Mark S. Yep, just like back in the old days. I'm going to do probably some more live streams like this as well. So, you know, we'll mix it up a little bit. Top news, be looking out for a video of Jessica's. Oh, she started work, but we haven't finished it just yet. On a little Viking style bracelet. So, be on the lookout for that in the next couple days. Make sure you watch that video of hers. So she's going to try to come out and work a little bit more in the forge. She's kind of got a little bit of an interest in it for right now. She is kind of a hobby hopper, so she may be interested now. So don't expect like 1,000 videos from Jess, but she wants to do a few things, and so I thought it would be awesome. Yep, let's see here. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be pretty cool. She's gonna do this little Viking thing, and it's her doing all the instruction, kind of from her point of view. With Jess Webb's hosting video, why did we pick Weebly? At the time, Weebly seemed to be the route to go, just because it was kind of simple. It was a very basic website building tool that we could get a hold of, and it seemed to be fairly professional, and so we just kind of and Weebly, and that's why we went with Weebly originally. Jess may have had more reasons than I did. At the onset, she had more to do with the website and building the website than I did. I just stocked it with my items. Yeah, she might need a new tool. Love to see more Vicky with your dad, so. Yeah, let's see if we can get my dad out. Don't know who Vicky is, but. see here. Sorry. Just found your videos the other day. David Faldorf. Recently subscribed. Crazy thing is, I live about 20 miles away from New Lebanon. LOL. Awesome. Well, that's pretty cool. Do you use a different service now? Nope, we still use Weebly. In fact, our website subscription just came up for renewal, and so we're going to renew for a whole nother year. Let's see here. What is that Bosch tool to your right? Radio? Yep, that's what it is. Good evening, Vincent Golden. Good to have you here. Oh, your wife is actually from here. That's cool. Tong class. Wow, I should proofread. You should. You should indeed. Yeah, it's a pretty good, it's called the Bosch Boombox. Not sponsored, but great radio. Little top tip for you. So, radios have a thing in them, I think, is what's called a rectifier. And it's, from my understanding, it's what clears up like the radio waves and things. And it eliminates static and noise, like white noise in the radio. And if you have a plasma cutter and you are cutting with a plasma cutter right next to your radio, it fries that rectifier. So now I don't get any stations hardly through here. Just top tip for you, you might want to do that. I'm using an Alex Steele reference right there. Totally. His top tip thing. I like how guys in the UK talk. You guys have some interesting jargon. So, but yeah, one day it was working great. I could get all the stations in here. Everything was great. And yeah, I plasma cut, couldn't get a station ever after that. Good night, Mike. We'll see you later. Thank you for being here. Oh. Page, you're thinking of using our advice on taking a down payment. Good, I'm glad for that. Yeah, down payments, those are one of those interesting things. You know, it's a hurdle to get over when you're doing your own business or you're doing a, you know, whatever you're trying to sell. I don't care if it's something small at a craft show and this and that. You feel at first, you kind of feel sleazy about asking for money up front, but what you got to realize, once again, they have to show that they are actually, you know, committed to buy what your work is and that they actually agree with that. There's a lot of people out there that, you know, they'll have you do design work for them. They'll have you get started on the job for them and, you know, I'll get you the money, stuff like that. And then they just never do. And you kind of get stiffed with all the materials and the time and the effort and stuff. And then, you know, that's just not good for anybody. It's not good for your family, your business, things like that. So, good night, Tektronmatic. Thanks for being here. With dance moves like Roy's, you don't need a radio. That's funny. Oh. All right. So, let's see here. Oh, real quick. So I fixed up the power hammer again for like the third time. You know, what's ended up happening is I fixed it once, I welded it, and I did not preheat it, and so therefore it broke right next side. Broke right next side where I had previously welded it, which I knew was going to happen, but I thought I might get away with it. It broke again. So I put another weld in it. This time I preheated it. This time I let it cool down slowly. All those sort of things. Let it get normalized. Went back, put it on the hammer, and so far it's running now. But we'll see how long it lasts. Really, I just need to put in a new spring. Take the time to do that, so. Well, you did call it right, Roy. Good. I don't know what I called right. Sorry. Missing the thing, so. Her page, I need to visit and teach Roy barn dancing. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Oh. Yeah, SS Smithing, asking for down payment. If they're offended at that point, they're going to be offended at your later price. So, just don't do business. Walk on. It's not worth your time. Just move on. John Cobb, you got a new set of truck leafs. I bought it Quad Save if you want a piece. I appreciate that. I got quite a bit of truck leaf springs. Unfortunately, that there takes a small trailer leaf spring and not a truck leaf spring. So the trailer leaf spring's about that wide. Trucks are about that wide. So I got some sitting out back I was trying to use earlier, and then it was going to become a mess. So, but I do really appreciate that. Rigid Ironworks. Good question. Let's see. Let me get back to it here. Yeah, Vince Gold, when I repaired it, it may fail again, and yeah, I did call it on that one. Thank you for clarifying that. Let's hear it. Do you get more orders out of state or more in Ohio? More out of state. Yeah, you had to eat a $300 fire set. Been there. Been there. It don't take too many times for that, so. Next vid, forging a leaf spring. Yep, that would be a good one. Actually, I'm hoping on one of my next big tooling vids to be doing will be actually making a new one. So, lot heavier hitting. A little different design, but a lot heavier. How about your Etsy store? Worth it? I believe so, yeah. We make most of our income off of Etsy. Now we got like multiple places we sell through, but Etsy's been our main income bringer for quite a few years now. Yeah, they do. 30 to 60 bucks. Yep, you're exactly right. They do. And I've neglected to do it right. So when you neglect to do things right on your tooling, this is what you get. When you neglect your tooling, you get things that break. And, you know, it's just horrible. So, other news, somebody had recommended this little carbide scribe. This is great. This is actually working out pretty nice. I like it. I like it a lot. You do have to watch if you scratch off onto something that you don't want scratched, because it will scratch that too as well. Oh. Yeah, Power Hammer definitely helps, Herb Page. That you can sue YouTuber that put you on timeout because that attacked your First Amendment right. Oh, who knows? Might get sued. Don't really care. That's what an attorney is for. So. Did anyone hear the news that you can sue YouTuber and put on a timeout? Yeah, I think that's probably just, I don't know. I find that very hard for them to get that to stick. So. Yeah, I call BS. I call BS too on it, so. Yeah, heavier trailer spring for sure. Definitely. John Tompkins says spam. It might be. Yeah, if somebody ever wants to visit me, yeah, I'd be open for that. I've got to schedule it right now because of the way my scheduling is with filming and stuff. But, yeah, I have a guy coming up tomorrow, I think it is. He's going to be coming up. And, yeah. We'll see how that goes. I've got to get some filming done first thing in the morning. But I think it'll be good, so. Hello, Christopher from New Lebanon, Ohio. Got an optical punch on the way here. Excited for it to get here. That's cool. Mark S says, terms of service. Enjoy going after YouTube's big attorneys. Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it? No. Yeah, people, you know, we do live in a bit of a sue-happy culture, and, you know, just about anything's going to offend anybody, and if you live your life in fear, you never do anything. You'll never go out there. You'll never try to have a positive impact on the world. Things like that. And if I get sued because I won't put up with hate comments or vulgar comments in my comment section and things like that because I put somebody in timeout or I block them based upon that, that would just I'd laugh. I just would. There's nothing else to it. I don't rely on my income just based upon my own abilities. I rely on God for His provision. And I know some people don't like that, or me saying that, but I've relied on that for all of my life. And so there's not much that scares me. I've been to the bottom. And I'm here where I'm at. Not afraid of going there again and building from the bottom up. Let's see here. What range of belts would you recommend for your belt sander? I like 36 grit for hogging off material, and then like 60 grit for a good all around, and then like 120 grit. Me too. Good. Glad I've got some friends who know where what's like. What's that been? Oh. Yeah, they have the right to remain silent. Oh. Let's hear. Help get things on track. Yeah, Champ Ironworks. Yeah, no real finishing belts in my shop. I do have like a few. Like 400 grit belts and things like that were gifted to me by a friend. But I don't actually buy them. I don't do that kind of work that I need fine finessey stuff at the bench grinder. You're welcome, Brett Sayers. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Corey Shire, good to have you back. Glad you could still catch it up. That is awesome, Steve Emmon. Bought a 100-pound little giant hammer. Cannot wait to put it to work. Yeah, that is awesome. Andrew Freeman, good to have you here, buddy. We just shipped out a package today for you. Oh, not much. I just finished up all my file work and decided to do a QA here for a little bit and just catch up with people. I kind of miss doing this little bit of thing. I know, like, I've been doing a lot of like the technique and type stuff on the live streams, but I really did enjoy just venting and talking and enjoying you guys' company. I don't get to do that as much when I'm teaching and interacting. Miss us trying to get Roy to dance. There you go. Let's see here. 2x72 belts. Where did I get them? Okay, so let me be 100% honest. I am probably the worst person to recommend any sort of grinding anything to you when it comes to belt sanders. I just want to take and be very honest about that. What I do know is I think I got them from Preferred Abrasives. I think that was where I got them from. Jessica could probably correct me if I'm wrong on that. She may put some links in the video description after this is over if she's listening. But yeah, not sponsored. Yeah, you got to say that on YouTube if you mention a name. Again, I'm like the worst person for that. I am the worst person for asking about belts. As far as brand, it's whatever. It's whatever was cheap. They sold me. Oh. Pop's knife supplies and smaller supplier I like to use. Okay, cool. True Grit has a good selection. Picked up a 24-inch by 24-inch swedge block with it as well. That is awesome. You're going to get a lot of use out of both those tools, I'm sure. Yeah, I like giving business to smaller companies as well. Definitely. Definitely. If you can support local and they're good, honest people, that's the way to do it. So, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. I forget what I was going to say now. Oh, I got tripped up by comments there. Somebody had said something. Oh, that's what I was going to say. If you all have a company or abrasive company or things like that that you like to use, just put it in the comment section here, or comment after the video as well, and you know, put a link or whatever to the abrasive company that you like to use. I personally don't have a favorite or anything like that. I bought like a whole bulk pack from Preferred Abrasives like 2 years ago, and I paid a lot of money for them, and yeah, and so I wear them until they pretty much break. I wear them out until they break, and then I throw them out, and then I get another abrasive belt that's half wore out until it breaks. That's my thing, so. John Tompkins, do we travel and do shows? We used to quite a bit. We haven't here in the most recent years. I hope to get back to doing that. One of the things that I've been getting into more. I don't know if it's because like I'm getting older and I feel more about, or my kids are getting older and I'm thinking more about leaving legacies behind me and leaving leaving something for the future. And I know I'm not that old of a guy, but I've always been a bit ahead of my time as far as I've always had older friends, although not many, but I've always had older friends. I've always looked up to older guys that are wiser than myself. And so one of the things that I want to get back to is I want to start doing some work maybe with, like some troubled youth ministries and things like that. Even not necessarily ministries per se, but like, doing stuff with like troubled youth. There's like a program, it's like a Dayton Boys Home or something like that. That's somewhere in Dayton that I was asked a while ago. It was about a year ago that I was asked by one of my local art places if I wouldn't mind teaching and like maybe doing like some classes and some workshops with these boys. And I wanted to do that, but then it kind of fell through and life got in the way and bills and my company just exploded and it was like a real tough time. So I'm kind of wanting to start going more into the teaching role of things so I can start incorporating some of that stuff back. So that's a long answer, I know, but that's kind of where I'm going with it, hopefully, is where I can start giving back even more to the community of blacksmiths and beyond. So. What is the case to my left? That one right there. I don't know if Curtis McPherson's still in here or not. What about your buffing wheel for your copper work? Any recommendations? Of course, not sponsored. I'm glad you had that in there. So I go to TP Tools. They're actually located here in Ohio. They're not anywhere close to me here in Ohio. They're like clear up in Cleveland. And then, I think it's Cleveland. I don't know. It's a late night. Anyways, but I go to TP Tools and I get their buffing wheels and buffing compounds. That's where I bought my buffer at, was TP Tools. You can find them at tptools.com. Hashtag not sponsored. Once again, not sponsored. Wish I was. Wish they gave me all sorts of good tools. But they're kind of they're more like an auto body kind of place. So. It's not specifically blacksmithing or metalworking. It's just more like hot rods and things like that. But they got a lot of abrasives and different things you can get from there. They do not have 2x72 belt grinder abrasives though. They have like stuff for flat discs and stuff. Let's see here. Make your own leather belts for fine polishing without buffing compound. That's neat. Never heard of that. Carson Murray. Have you ever considered community college for teaching classes? Not yet. Not yet. That's something I hope to do. So when I talk about here, let me answer. Somebody asked me about what's in my case. Let me answer that real quick, and then I want to talk a little bit more about the community college and classes and things like that, because that's an interesting topic. So what's in my case? What's in my case is camera gear. These are my cameras of current. This is one of our very first cameras that we had. It was given by a good friend of ours. His name was Gene Simonelli. It's a Nikon. It's a D7000. It's a DSLR camera. We use this mainly to photograph my ironwork, so to speak. And it's a really great camera for that. It is fairly low on the picture quality scale, though. The Nikon D7000, it's not as good. It's not as good as my new camera that I bought for YouTube, specifically. My Lumix, my Panasonic Lumix G7. That's what we bought. It's got a flip-out screen on it. Let's a look at that bad boy. So this way I can vlog with it, and I can do other stuff with it. And it's a really good camera with really good picture quality. You guys can't see it, but there you go. So it's really good camera. Got great battery life and picture quality and a whole lot, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, so this is what we're filming all the videos on now. What you're watching this on is my cell phone, the LG V20. And yeah, so that's what's in the case. That is what's in the case. So I keep it in the case for obvious reasons. There's about, believe it or not, there's about $2,000 worth of gear in there for camera equipment. So, although the Lumix is probably one of the cheaper portions of what's sitting in that case. Let's see here. So, can I put the link to that camera? Yeah, I can try to put that in the link on this video below. I believe I did a video just recently, Dakota Territory, that I did a video on some of my editing, KineMaster and stuff, and I did put a link there. But if you don't get that from me, or you can't find it on here, Jessica forgets or something, just shoot me an email at my Gmail at chriscenterforge@gmail.com, and I'll try to send you a link that way. So that way you can check it out. Good night to you, Coffee. I'm glad you were here. Oh. Wow, yep. No, I've never heard about Lime-A-Way. Huh. Let me know how that goes, or Paige, I'd be interested in that for pickling the copper bowls. That would be neat. Kind of take all that scale off before you get going. That's cool. Oh yeah, so somebody asked about the... Okay, good to know, Champ Ironworks. Thank you for the disclaimer. Lime-A-Way vapor will torch your lungs if you heat it. Be careful. Okay, cool. Oh. So to talk about the community college and things like that. So there's kind of an interesting thing, and I'm probably going to make this one of my last things that I answer here. But the interesting thing about what I want to do as far as doing doing kind of more all teaching and do classes and workshops and things like that. The very interesting thing about that is there is a kind of a severe pay decrease in that. So what I'm trying to do is hopefully get that to where it comes up, and then the pay decrease, you know, get where that income goes up, and then, you know, as it meets, then I can take off on that little ride as it continues on the graph. So, who is that guy? I don't know. Oh. From another country, though. We are English here, though. So sorry that if you don't speak English. And YouTube probably has bad translations anyhow, but... John Coffee, hammer time. You guys are silly. Oh, that... Oh, if he spams the comment section, yeah, it'll be hammer time, so... Yep. Whatever language you're typing, please put it into English if you want questions answered. Yep, that's exactly right. Unfortunately, I'm not bilingual or quadlingual or anything else. Colleges teach welding. Forging seems a bit less in demand for employers. Yeah, it's true too. Yeah, I mean, you're right on that, Marquez. Yeah, that's one of those things. You know, it's one of those industries that could make a comeback, but you have to watch. So, I just jumped into this live sessions, but have you thought about doing an online courses for people across the globe? Yes, Rusty Pearson, that is something that I've been giving a lot of thought to, and we will have to see how that goes. So. Okay, your name is SSOE. Well, good to have you here. Thanks for putting that in English. Gotta run. See you next week. Roy, Rich Ironworks. Good night. Philip Sharp. Yep, there's always that as an option. There's always that as an option. Rusty Pearson, you said, been using Thinkific myself. It's a good platform. I'll have to check into that. You butcher English enough to try to worry about another language. That's funny. Yeah, me too. Me too. A blacksmith school is opening here in PA soon. Well, that's cool. They're not too far away. Well, give them a name drop. Maybe I'll come out and do a guest teaching thing. Let's see here. Teaching in a shop could be reserved to Saturday or Sunday. You can make more if you charged a bit more. I appreciate your mission, but a little more wouldn't hurt. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. County Line Forge. Hello, hello, hello. To you back. Ladovic Fossel. Are the wolf jaw tongs a must-have for the beginner? Probably not. I mean, it's not really a must-have, but they are handy. I have found that I really like them. So they can be very handy for a guy just starting out that kind of needs to just grab stuff and don't want to use a pair of vice grips. Cool, Ben Toombs. Really appreciate that. Really, really, really do appreciate that. So, yeah, so there's going to be... there is going to be like I said, there's going to be a lag into my teaching career, so to speak. I want to get more into teaching. I have a few master works, so to speak, that you would call them, I guess, or just kind of like lifetime works that I want to work on, that I have no time currently for, but I want to do before I'm an old man, and I just like can't do. So there's some stuff that I want to do, and I got to pull away. I got to get paid more as a teacher and instructor and have impact in that way, and have like less to do on, you know, constant order turnaround, things like that. So we catch up here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to catch up with you. You guys are so great. You're commenting so much. Thank you. So good night, Steve Amman. Good to have you. Glad you liked it. Gets $150 a student and worth every penny. Knowledge is priceless. Yes, it is. That's pretty good. Andrew Freeman, that's funny. Yeah, go watch that. Which part of the device are you working on tonight? We just worked on filing and truing up all the surfaces on both halves of the vise. That's what we worked on on this night. So don't rub it in, Urbella. I just got that. That's great, Herb Page. He loves the knife tongs he has from me that he won. John Caffey said, don't rub it in, Herb. Hey, Roy, can you come to my shop and do a guest teaching? Oh, I guess, maybe. I see. We probably have to talk dollars and cents. Unfortunately. That's how the world works. Okay, cool, County Line Forge. Good luck on the cable Damascus as well. GWI Railroad. Roy, what? I am just starting. What would you recommend for the first set of tongs? If I'm going to recommend a first set of tongs just for the versatility, I'd probably go with the Wolf Jaws. Now, that's only because you can grip a couple different styles of stock, or different sizes of stock. Now, I don't like specifically all-around tongs, just because you kind of split the effectiveness. So, you know, but if it's all you can make, like I'd make wolf jaws, or if you have to buy one set and get by for a while, I'd buy wolf jaws in that way, definitely. Oh. Let's see here. When are you coming to Case Western Summer? I'm not sure if that one's for me, Champ Ironworks. I'm not sure what you're talking about. You're welcome, GWIR Railroad. Cool, you can pay me to come here and forge some stuff. That would be awesome. I like that. I like that, Ben Toombs. You better not have been laughing at me. I don't know what else to say. See here. What is your opinion? County Line 4-7. What is your opinion on Hammer Eye pickup tongs? I think they're okay. They are. Let's see here. They are. How do I want to say? They're okay. I mean, they're great. I think their name implies it. They're pickup tongs. They're great if a big chunk falls on the floor and it's, you know, it's weird. You can't really grab on it the way you were holding it. Like, you just grab the pickup tongs, grab them, and bring them up. Other than that, I don't like using them for forging. I just don't like how loosey-goosey they are and they flop all over the place. I don't really like those as well for that. So, I'm curious, Andrew Freeman, I'm curious as to why I don't see more Damascus items made from you. Any chance you'll be incorporating that more in your artwork? Probably not. Not unless I can do it in... not unless some of the tooling that I get to be a little bit better or more suited for Damascus making. And even at that, I don't get into making billets of Damascus, just making solid, flat welds all day and then to forge out a thing and then it might not turn out. Not as interested in Damascus, I guess is what I would say. You'll make me a deal. That's good to know, Ben Toombs. To Northwestern Reserve to do a demo. Said, I'm going up to... I don't know if that was the right wording. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the name, how you shorten up the name. I know it's up in Cleveland. It's Cleveland, Ohio, that I'm doing a blacksmithing conference there. What's your fee for guest teaching? A class, lunch? Question mark. Corey Shire. So my fees usually run for teaching. I run at like $35 an hour for like the teaching thing. So, you know, if it's a day, sometimes I'll do less. It just depends on where it's at, and if, you know, I mean, if there's gonna be tools provided, if there's obviously if there's like room and board and stuff involved. That all changes prices around. So you just have to kind of PM me and let me know where you're at and how long the event is and things like that. Because if it takes place of my regular income and my regular work, I have to make up that that cost in time. So, what's your fee? Lunch? LOL. Sure, we'll go with that. Lunch. A big lunch. Steak. Dinner. Yeah, whatever weenies you cook over the coal forge. I like that. Actually started a fire. That's funny. Let's see here. Yeah, when's that? That is supposed to be... Gosh, you know what? I'll just do a video on that. That's better than to ask me right now. My brain's kind of fried. I don't want to give any misinformation. I don't want to mislead anybody on the thing. I will do a video on all my upcoming events. Promise. I will do a video on all my upcoming events. That way Jessica can keep me straight, okay? And I don't give out any wrong information and people set wrong dates and things. don't have my calendar in front of me. Sorry about that. I got you, Corey Shire. Yeah, it's a good idea. You gotta let the wife keep you in check, especially when she's more analytical than I am when it comes to that. So, okay, so let's see here. That's all right, Champ Ironworks. There'll be more classes to come. We'll see what we can do. I'll answer this. So I'll go ahead and I will go ahead and answer this last one here. Ben Toombs. Let's see here. Ben Toombs said, what is your favorite part of your flat square hammer? The edges or the flatness? It is the edges, so to speak. You know, the reason why I made that hammer is I can get right up into the shoulder in a corner. And I'm more interested in like stuff with forging dimension and like getting into corners and hammering right away. I know you can do that with set hammers and things, and so therefore that's probably the biggest reason why I made my hammer the way I did, like really good clean flat edges, because I didn't have that on my Harbor Freight one. When I had that when it was a 3-pounder, it didn't really have a way that you could get right up into a corner or a shoulder, and I like that really flat thing. So okay, John Coffey, we'll see you. Good night. Champ Ironworks, good night. Tim Cunningham, greetings. You're catching us right at the end here, buddy. You'll have to watch it on the replay. Dakota Territory, thanks for being here. Glad to have you here. Yeah, that's cool, Ben Toombs. Yep, I think you'll definitely like it. So, use a French lock style hammer. I haven't seen those, but it's pretty neat. So, all right. I'm going to end it for tonight. I need to go inside. I've got a big day tomorrow, and I still got quite a bit of evening ahead of me tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Thank you all so much for that. Thank you for watching a boring vice filing demonstration. I really do appreciate everybody on the channel. God bless you all. Bear with me on the comments and the stuff. I'm trying to do better at that. I'm a really busy guy, just like right now in this week period of time. But I am seeing everybody's comment, and I try to at least leave a thumbs up or a heart when I see your comment, so you know that you've been heard. And I greatly appreciate it, everybody. So thank you all for being here. As you're on your way out, make sure to give a like to this stream. If you just got here, watch it on the replay. And you know, well, you don't have to, but you know, if you want to, definitely try to check it out on the replay. And, you know, catch the morning vlog, and me and Jess, we will see you all later. So thank you all for watching this video. God bless. And we'll catch you guys next time, all right? Guys and gals. Bye.